Now, we have arrested drugs. We have arrested children with cookie. We have put them behind bar. No remedy for what is happening to them. These are all victims. We have not arrested any perpetrator. I honestly believe, beyond politics, every nation, every leader has a movement calling. And I think this is a movement calling for President Biden. $19 million worth of drugs. And the only thing that the DEA, LDA show up is an expired passport of a young man that you must know that cannot even FOA keke. And you think that that's the person that is behind that. That is disrespectful. At the end of the day, one of the weaknesses of this government is disdain for promptly addressing the Liberian people. When there's nothing economic, politics, legislative, there's nothing that is threatening the existence of this country today more than drugs. There's affecting the future of this country today more than drugs.
What do you want the government to do in this?
But now, at the level of the Minister of Justice, at the level of the President, there should be a statement to the people of this country to say what is happening. We have it under control. We're investigating, and this is what we do. And you go and give DA a release that makes it feel like you don't even care. You just want to find one young man who is literally.
They say he carried it there and he left.
And that's all. And did you even have to put that release also? So it appears like someone bigger than Liberia saw this crime being committed and take the Liberian authority. Whoever that did that, the very Liberian authority, there are people behind this drug. $19 million. Where that boy bringing $19 million from? Some people say $50 million. Are you kidding me right now? At the end of the day, the future of this country is at stake, and I'm disappointed and hurt that up to where I sit, there should have been a special press conference.
So the transport sector, all the different fees, says in this year's budget 13 million. However, LMPR did not start implementation until March 1st. They did not start the issuance of the different licenses and collecting the different fees until March. So from March 1 to date, I know they've made one transfer of 1,027,000 is what has been transferred to the consolidated account. So in the contract, there is a number of things that need to be cured. One of them is that the way the contract was ratified, LMTI is supposed to collect the money and remit government share. So under that term and condition, they've created an account and they alone have visibility on that account. In our engagements with them, they have agreed for us to formulate transitory accounts, and those accounts have been established by the Ministry of Finance. So the way the contract is structured, 7 different types of fees it's supposed to collect, and the applicable rates are different for each type. So we have to establish 14 different transitory accounts for each of the fee types, USD and LD. All of those have been established. We are in the process of signing the MOU, the tripartite MOU between ourselves, the bank concerned, and LFTI. And once that piece is consummated, then all collections now will be done in those transitory accounts. All parties will have full visibility on. There has been some delays in getting that part done because there was a bit of misunderstanding from the beginning. Our inclination from LRA when we received the instruction from the President's office in February was to make recommendation to the Finance Ministry to establish the transitory account, but that we should keep it as escrow. Since in fact our understanding from the instruction from the Ministry of State was that the rates were going to be renegotiated. So our wisdom was, and this is what we advanced, was that from now until those
the auditors have done their work. The report they released, I don't know whether some of those who are even calling already have read the report to understand what it is and to even look at the period under consideration. Because the audit period is from July of 2023, and under that period, my administration in that particular audit started from 2018 of July to January of 2020. That is 17 months that the auditors are dealing with my office, because at the time I said, so it's 117 and a half months. Now, the audit, there's no report, there is nowhere in our audit report that I'm linked to 12 million, 10 million, $5 million. You hear that from people just talking all over the place. There's nowhere in that report that I'm linked, because under the period that I said from 2018 to 2020, January 21st that I left office, there was no amount that ever reached to $2 million that I presided over. So how can I even account for $12 million that people just talking? Yeah, I mean, so people, I just want to encourage people this morning that look, the best you can do when they say knowledge is power, it does not mean you should get degree. It means you must get information. When you get information, you get power. So the best people can do is to grab copy of the other report, read it, and be informed. When they are informed and they raise the issue, they will be quite knowledgeable and they will have control over that. So the others have gone to a point where they believe that the book is not the end. My team responded to queries that were given by the auditors, and contact people that they talk to. They gave them copies. The people who you auditing, they also have the right and chance under the law to respond to the queries of the auditors. My team responded to queries of the auditors. Some of the fault that they recognize as system fault. For example, they made mention of during my tenure, there was no senior staff meeting.
And part of my punishment as a child was to witness gruesome murder and the dismembering of another guy who was considered a spy. I had no idea today I would be here and part of the conversation to address this penal crime. We want to raise the voice of many of those who do not have the opportunity to be here today. So we are grateful to be here. And as we agree with Dr. Walu, that today's session, the ultimate objective is to consider that the laws, the proposed bill, are legally sound, constitutionally compliant, operationally efficient. It is important as well that we begin to ensure that the laws are very clear. They are not ambiguous. And to the extent that we remove political interference to move forward. I've had a meeting with the Senate and we have shared and agreed on the common framework as to how we proceed. And one of the things we want to also say is that the War Crime Code, our concern is that where will it be located? We are discussing Liberian matter, and we will not allow the War Crime Code to be situated outside of Liberia. We are concerned about that. I'm aware, listen to our chiefs, on the expeditious passage, but there are issues that we have to pay attention to so that we achieve the ultimate objectives of these bills being legally sound, constitutionally compliant, and operationally efficient. We need to pay attention. I represent Mandeshwa. For the record, you have documented 3 massacre sites in one place. We have discussed, and the government has intervened in programs for Panama. Today we are discussing war crimes. There's a third element of the PRC report, because of reparations. I'm not talking about that yet. It is important that we begin a national conversation on reparations as well. Today's generation are the children whose parents were murdered, and to the extent that we ourselves have awarded those same people who commanded the warring factions, we have awarded with state power. These are the children who are now taxpayers, paying them in their retirement, but we are not sat to discuss reparations.
Now, we have arrested drugs. We have arrested children with cookie. We have put them behind bar. No remedy for what is happening to them. These are all victims. We have not arrested any perpetrator. I honestly believe, beyond politics, every nation, every leader has a movement calling. And I think this is a movement calling for President Bob. $19 million worth of drugs. And the only thing that the DEA, LDA show up is an expired passport of a young man that you must know that cannot even FOA keke. And you think that that's the person that is beyond that. That is disrespectful. At the end of the day, one of the weaknesses of this government is disdain for promptly addressing the Liberian people. When there's nothing economic, politics, legislative, there's nothing that is threatening the existence of this country today more than drugs. There is affecting the future of this country today more than drugs.
What do you want the government to do in this?
But now, at the level of the Minister of Justice, at the level of the President, there should be a statement to the people of this country to say what is happening. We have it under control. We're investigating, and this is what we do. And you go and give DA a release that makes it feel like you don't even care. You just want to find one young man who is literally.
They say he carried it there and he left.
And that's all. And did you even have to put that release also? So it appears like someone bigger than Liberia saw this crime being committed and take the Liberian authority. Whoever that did that, the very Liberian activity, there are people behind this drug. $19 million. Where that boy bringing $19 million from? Some people say $50 million. Are you kidding me right now? At the end of the day, the future of this country is at stake, and I'm disappointed and hurt that up to where I sit, there should have been a special press conference.
And part of my punishment as a child was to witness gruesome murder and the dismembering of another guy. I had no idea today I would be here and part of the conversation to address this penal crime. We want to raise of many of those who do not have the opportunity to be here today. So we are grateful to be here. And as we agree with Dr. Babu that today's session, the ultimate objective is to consider that the laws, the proposed bill, are legally sound, constitutionally compliant, operationally efficient. It is important as well that we begin to ensure that the laws are very clear. They are not ambiguous.
So yes, indeed, let me say a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Blaze Radio 90.7. Today it is Wednesday, and of course, it is the midweek edition of the Roundtable. Good afternoon, whatsoever you are. With the Town Church studio from where I sit and talk to you is 15 minutes up to 5 o'clock. So let me say good afternoon. My name is Archie C. Bob Yene, here with you on the Roundtable today. So it's good to be here. We have a couple of things on the table to be talked about. The biggest news in the country today is about the invite of the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joe Howard Taylor. She's been invited by the police since 9 a.m. this morning, and as we speak, she still remains at the police headquarters as she answers questions to the Joint Presidential Task Force, the Joint Security, that are investigating this most talk about drugs burst in Liberia. And so we're going to be talking about that this afternoon on the show. So all we have you to do is to keep listening to Blaze Radio 90.7. We are on the show today, making sure that we inform Liberian people as usual as to what are the happenings. And we will be having Michael Tarr on the show as well to give his perspective on the issue of the Vice President. And like I said, my name is Archie C. Bob Yene. And don't forget on Blaze Radio, we have the Blaze Cash giveaway that's always here for you. And the Blaze Cash giveaway is intended as usual to give you money as the program goes on. You keep playing as you dial star 799 star 9 hatch to keep playing the cash giveaway. So keep dialing the code. And as we hear, as we go along, who knows, we may continue to give you money as the show continues to go on up to 6 o'clock. And so we are here this afternoon with the Blaze Cash giveaway. My name is Archie Bob Yene. We take this break of our theme song to be right back. And so it is a pleasure to have you welcome to the round table here this afternoon on Blaze FM 90.7. It is the official voice of the Blaze Communications Network. And my name is Archie Bob Yene. I am your presenter. As always, we're here to inform you. And like I said, the Blaze Cash giveaway is here. All you could do for yourself is to keep dialing the code, which is star 799 star 9 hatch. Star 799 star 9 hatch. And you will be having an opportunity to win yourself some money if you are you are having to be one of our luckiest winner of the day. So hey folks, we don't have time, and we have a couple of issues to discuss. Like I said, the issue of the vice president, the former vice president, who was invited today, is what we're going to be talking about. And all you can do is to fasten your belt and have yourself informed about the matters. Have yourself informed about what are the happenings across Liberia, and so we will be having Michael Tar on the show as well. Like I said, we will be discussing a couple of issues. There are a whole lot of issues we will be discussing here today with regard to the former vice president invite. So the former vice president, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, was on today invited, and there are too many things surrounding the invite of the former vice president. The former vice president was invited upon her going to the Rabos International Airport, where she was about to leave Liberia. She was about to leave Liberia to travel to Ghana, where she was going to attend a women conference in Ghana. And to her utmost surprise, when she has gone to the airport to do some check out, before you travel now, you know what happens, to follow the normal procedures through which people pass through to travel. Her luggages were been taken to the airport to check, to log in and be prepared to leave the country. Unfortunately for her, she could not leave the country because, according to her, she was being notified that, hey, Madam Vice President, you cannot leave Liberia because there is an information coming from the headquarters of the Liberian National Police that you are to return to the headquarters of the National Police to answer questions. And it was so shocking. And what are you going to answer question about? You are going to answer question as it relates to the drugs investigation. So according to it, you are being declared as a person of interest. So you are not allowed to travel from out of this country, but you are to go to the police headquarters to report for questioning. We're still giving a scenario of what happened today. So the former vice president left shockingly on her way leaving around the Kongatan Byroad. She was intercepted by a fleet of police vehicle that was intended to escort her directly to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, where she was requested to have gone to answer questions. And so when she and her people, when a motorcade was intercepted, she became afraid. Look, I can't go to the police headquarters, but I think I need to go to my house directly, and my lawyers will take me to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police to answer questions. Fast forward, she was escorted by former Associate Justice Kabina Jenner and her team of lawyers. Since she went at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, she's still there answering questions to the joint security. Report has it that she has been charged, according to report, that she's been charged in connection to the 317 million drugs interrogation that is currently ongoing in this country. So that's the breaking news, and that's the talk of the town. This is what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be giving our perspective on the joint securities investigation. We will also be giving our analysis as it relates to statements of indictments that's been, carried out. What do we understand about the investigation that also led to the invite of the former vice president? Or why was she invited? As this case is also going on. So these are things we're going to be talking about. These are things we're going to be talking about this afternoon on the round table. So the invitation is yours to keep glued by your radio, fasten your belt, as we bring you the information as it unfolds right here and here on Blaze Radio 90.7. With me, Achise Bob Yene. The table is jammed, and I know you wouldn't love to miss the conversation this afternoon. And it's so much packed. But we're going to take this break to be right back. Let's get this break to be right back. Let's get this break.
Mo belle white, ah, but
So let me say welcome back to the roundtable with me, Achise Bob Yene. And those of you watching us live, I'd like to say welcome, watching us from Tingle Village. And this person is watching us from Nimba County. Chrome is watching us from Nimba County. It's also good to have you listened to the roundtable. And those of you listening via radio, we want to say welcome. And so, like we said, the former vice president, according to information we have gathered so far, has been charged and she's been processed for Saw Beach tonight. That's the breaking news, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. The former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, is being processed according to information. In connection to the, so she has been arrested and is currently in police custody as she was invited, like we said today. So she remain there, as information has it that she's being charged to be sent as one of the suspects in the 317 million cocaine investigation. So as you are aware, the Joint Security continue to investigate this matter. And at some point in time, the police RG appeared before at the Mika press briefing when he said there are top government officials who are quote unquote connected, high-ranking government officials connected to this whole drugs issue. It raises concern. People have mixed views about this. People have different thoughts about it. And the information minister, the justice ministries came about to clarify what the IG meant, that all the IG meant there are some former government official, that statement went about with a lot of contradictions. And if some of you can recall, sometime last week or week before last, when the DEA boss was released of his post, I told you people that beginning from this month, anytime this month, like I said to you, I said it in the passing that the issue of the investigation with this whole drugs issue, they're going to be a direction of attention wherein some high-ranking officials of the previous government and the leading opposition political party or people from the opposition community will be linked to this matter to dissuade the minds of people, to dissuade the investigation. Today, it is coming to fruition. And mind you, let me quote this from my boss, Mr. Gibson Jeru, in his word, I saw from his social media post today. If it is with good intention, if it is for the sake of investigation that the joint investigative team wants to get the actual root cause of this whole drugs saga, for which the former vice president was called to questioning, then I think the Liberian people need to give way so that the joint security can do what they deem necessary, so that the joint security can do their job for the sake of every Liberian, But only if the former vice president and every other opposition community member that will be asked by the police to go for questioning will be done in the fit of politics because they want to bring opposition political leaders to public disrepute because they want to link them, quote unquote, because of any political reason, then I think we will not be held in the right way. So this is going to form part of our discussion today. But like I said, I have Marcus, who used to be one of our panelists on the Wake Up Call. He's currently in Belgium. He's gonna join us on the show. So I'm gonna have him on the line from Belgium, where he and I are gonna have some interaction on the show and give our own perspective. Mind you, we both will be on the show, but don't get it wrong. We can disagree with some of the issues and agree to some because everyone going to be giving a perspective, and thereafter we will be allowing you, members of the public, to also call us and give your opinion. So Marcus is on the line. Let me get Marcus. Marcus, how are you? Are you getting me?
Yeah, Archie, what's up?
I'm good.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, man.
And good evening to people in Radio Land, all the Blaze followers.
I know.
And our expectant Liberians who are there, expecting a better Liberia. Unfortunately, everything is quite opposite at the moment.
Well, man, why would you say opposite when people are expecting better Liberia and the fight against drugs is going on, people are being interrogated, and in fact, government is carrying out development. You see roads, you see infrastructure, you say unfortunately. Why would you say that?
If you were to ask, maybe take your microphone and go in real life market or maybe down other side. What I'm saying will even be far more, is far less than what the people there will say. They are the ones that are experiencing the reality of the day, not a rhetoric speeches from politicians and dark thought stories. Like they have started posting AI enhanced content now online. Like the other day, I saw Mo Ali, an AI generator for Neymar County. That's what he posted. So all these things are they're just clear example that these people in charge of the country, they are not reliable. They don't mean well for Liberia. We all are saying we have to say what we can say as people from the different political divide. But what is the common person saying? What is like Samuel Jackson would say? What is Wata saying? And what the Oman story when saying? What the Oman real is saying? The Oman Dwala, what are they saying? The reality is kicking in. If you were to ask them about the things that are happening in Liberia, their opinion would be exactly what we are saying.
I was just in Bicano. I was just in Bicano for the Independence Day celebration, and we spoke with few citizens. They were so excited about the bringing in of the yellow machine. They were happy that yellow machine are going to the county, so they see that as development, and they see they were happy that they have electricity. So should government not be applauded for that as well?
No, but it's just, I mean, that's just optics. The common people, some of them, they sometimes when because most of them, they don't understand. They are the victims of these political rhetorics and all these political lies, fabrications, manipulations. So each time they say these things, the people are expectant. Sometimes they assume it is true. Why are you? The yellow machine is going and the reality was set in.
So Michael, yeah. I want to hold you. I want you to follow the show. I want us to relay from the minister's press briefing as it relates to the former vice president's invite today, and right after that portion, then we can come back and we'll have a better understanding of the discussion, and we'll come and talk about this VP issue which you have come for us to talk about. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so just keep tuned, just keep following. We follow the press briefing.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, folks, so like we said, this is the same matter we have come to discuss. Let's take this break very shortly and be right back. We're going to come back from Minka, where Menso Mendy is currently at the Ministry of Information, and the minister will be giving a press briefing. Let's take this break and we'll be right back. We're gonna be right back. everything possible to bring you uh, this the Ministry of Information, where the Minister of Information will be speaking uh, to this whole drugs issue. I think, everything is is almost about to be set. You're going to listen to the Minister of Information as it relates to this deal, where the vice president was invited today, and I know all of you are very much eager to know what while she invited, and
Yes, two of us. I'm coming to you live from the Ministry of
so
Information for its major press briefing. So today
press
is Wednesday
conference
and
will
today is
soon
August
start.
19,
As
2026.
you can see from our back here,
This is the Liberian National
at the set,
Television. I'm coming to you
we're gonna
live from the Ministry of
get the word
Information for
from
its
Mika
major press briefing today.
anytime
So
soon.
today press briefing
When the press conference begins, anytime
will
soon.
be addressed by Information Minister Jerolamic
I want you to
Matipia
remain there
alongside
as
representatives
we
from the
bring
National
all of
Joint
the information
Security.
on the round
So,
table. So,
however, I
like
would
I
like to
said,
encourage you to stay with
the
us.
vice president
Stay with
today
us as we bring you four
was
updates
rude
of this
to
major press briefing.
Ghana.
So the same colleague,
He was
Sim
denied
Koli is
at
the
the
police
Rabos International
spokesperson.
Airport.
So he's pretty seated
He was later
awaiting
invited to the
his
police
boss.
headquarters
So, however, I will stay with us
to now
in the
share
moment from now.
information
In the
surrounding
moment from now,
our arrest
the guest will be here.
circulated, and so you will have people from the Joint Investigative Task Force as well being at the Ministry of Information press briefing. As you are aware, Tuesday and Thursday is the press briefing, but
So that's
for
the
today
Director General,
is actually a very intense one.
Honorable Eugene Lamy Facon, Director General
At our
the Liberia Broadcasting
have
System, Honorable Eugene Lamy Facon.
instead of
He
being
has just arrived.
of information, and I urge you all
So
to
any moment from now,
radio
our folks
after the
from the
press
Joint
briefing
Security
come
and
back
Information Minister Jerome Pia will be here.
uh, we will continue
So
on
stick and stay with
the
us.
round
I'll
table
stick
where
and
we
stay with us as we
have
bring you
to
four updates of this
call in
major
your
press
opinion, because I know you
briefing.
so
So arrival and sitting of journalists
eager to
was
know
done
what
by
exactly
4:30 p.m. For arrival and sitting of guests, it should be done by
former
5,
Vice
but we
President
are still here awaiting the arrival of the guests. Also, welcome statements will be done by
us.
Deputy Minister for Press
What is the
and
start?
Corporate
We don't want, because
Affairs,
the reason is
Honorable
that
Daniel
we don't
Osano.
want people uh, thinking the other way around, because when people are kept in the doubt, they always have different perspective on understanding issues. They always have different thinking about issues. Some will say, "Oh, that politics because the woman from the opposition community," and so people they want to just arrest her because she's from the opposition community. Others will say, "Look, this is about the drugs investigation." There are too many things that people will say. Oh, hey, the Minister of Information, who is the
That's Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagon.
ministry,
Honorable
is
Fagon
not
has just arrived in the
responsibility to
hall.
inform
As you can see, the
adequately
Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding is also
people
here. Honorable Diflo Flomo II. He's also here. That's Honorable George Lobo.
full justice.
Honorable George Lobo. He's also
Like
here.
I
So
said,
any moment from now, the guest will be here.
the press briefing will be commencing, and setups have been done at the Ministry of Information,
So that's Honorable Eugene
where
Lamy
I can
Fagon.
see
Honorable Fagon
director
is
of
the Director General at
Liberia
the Liberia
Broadcast.
Broadcasting
Eugene
System.
Fagon is there, and
He's
I
being
see the
accompanied
police
by his
chief
deputy,
and colleagues.
Honorable D. Flomo II.
Who's here?
Honorable Flomo is also here.
Okay, and I
He's
see
also
a lot
here.
of
So
people
any
there
moment
already
from
here,
now, any moment
and
from now,
and making
Minister
sure
Pia
that
and
they
representatives
inform the Liberian
from the
people
joint security team
what
will be here also.
is.
So that's Lawrence and family. Lawrence
So
family
we also
is
have the
acting as 16th
assistant
minister
minister
for
for
information services. He's
public
also here making sure that
affairs.
our things in place.
And public affairs, who is the assistant minister, is also there. I can see, and everything is being done. Setup is being done to bring the minister. So, as well, what the minister are going to be giving our view, we're going to be giving our own analysis on this whole vice president thing, right? So, since the vice president was
So
invited
once you have joined us phone, I would
and
like
she
to say
requested
welcome.
to carry her lawyer,
Welcome. This is
there
the
have been many
Liberia National Television.
there have been many
99.9 FM. I'm coming to you live
views on this matter
from the Ministry of
as
Information
to why
here in Monrovia,
will
where
she
today
request to carry her
the
lawyer
joint
when she's
security
for
will address the
investigation.
press.
And
So
I was
any
reading,
moment
trying
from
to
now,
know
any
whether
moment from now,
when people
the
being
guest
invited
will be here.
for questioning, they could carry their lawyer. And here is the thing: there is a whole different understanding on just being invited, maybe to ask you one or two questions on a certain issue, as compared
So the government of Liberia has
being
repeatedly
invited on a
said the
particular
investigation
perspective.
is being
Like, for
treated
example,
as a
the
national
issue of the
security
vice
matter,
president.
and that anyone found to have
The former
played a
vice
role
president was
in illegal
invited
drug trafficking will
on a
be held
particular
accountable.
issue, and that issue
So
was
today we will bring
to
you
answer to
the minister
questions
remarks and respond from the
regarding
joint national security representatives
the
and key developments
investigation, the drugs
from
related
today
issues
engagement.
that are on.
So stick and still with us. I'll stick and still with us.
That's why
Any
she was
moment
invited.
from now, any moment from now, all the guests will be
According
here.
to the Constitution, let me give you the constitutional perspective on this. So, what the Constitution says. So, according to the Liberian law, if a person is a suspected
So
criminal,
this is the Liberia
that
National
means if a
Television.
person is
I'm
suspected of
coming to you
crime,
live from the Ministry
according
of
to Article
Information
21C
in the few months of Charles Burial
of the
Conference Hall,
1986
where the Ministry of
Constitution, by
Information
limit, if
usually
a person is
hosts
suspected
its
of
Tuesdays
crime
and Thursdays press briefing.
and they are being called for questioning,
So any moment from now,
and they are
or
being
any
called
moment
for
from now,
questioning,
the guest will be here any
they
moment
have
from now.
right
So still with
to
us,
their
I'll still
lawyers.
with us as we bring you 4 updates of this
And
major
the criminal
press
procedure
briefing.
law,
So that Information Minister Honorable Joel Lamekpia,
2.3,
he has just
also
arrived
states similar thing
alongside Justice Minister and
about having access to
Councillor and also Twe.
your lawyer when you're being invited by security for questioning
So that the
on a
Inspector General or Honorable Gregory
particular.
also that's
Like I
Sim
said,
Colley, the head
we
for
have the Inspector General of Police, Gregory
this also
Pope, who just arrived
So
at the Ministry
any
of
moment
Information.
from now,
The Minister of
the conference will
Information is
commence.
seated.
So
The Justice Minister is also
welcome.
seated.
Welcome. This is the Liberia National Television.
Who are
My name is
invited.
Masiame Kone. I'm coming to you live from the Ministry of Information here in the Charles Burial Conference Room.
The press conference. We're going to join the press conference now as we turn over to the ministry.
So let me have your attention. Good afternoon to you, members of the press, to Liberians who are listening via radio and your different live fields. I want to welcome you to this special press conference taking place here at the Ministry of Information. I know you were informed earlier that the Minister of Information was going to be addressing the press at 5. Considering the gravity of the matter that we are about to present, we took a conscious decision that the Minister of Justice, who's also Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, will present a statement here at the press conference. Following the presentation of the statement, you members of the press will be granted the opportunity to ask questions if you have. So I have the singular pleasure to invite to this podium the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor N. Oxford Tue, who will now address you members of the press. Mr. Minister.
Just listening to Information Minister John McPierre on this is Councillor N. Oxford Tue, Justice Minister.
Fellow Liberians, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Justice, wants to inform the public that former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor has been formally charged in connection with the ongoing investigation into an alleged transnational narcotics network on the Republic of Liberia. But Howard Taylor was stopped from departing Liberia at the Roberts International Airport and subsequently taken to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. Following investigative procedures, a review of the evidence presented by the Joint National Security Investigative Team, she has been charged with the following offenses. Under the Controlled Drug and Substance Act of 2023, violation of Section 14.83, unlicensed importation of a controlled drug or substance. Violation of Section 14.85, unlicensed sale, trading, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, dispatch in transit, and transportation of a controlled drug or substance. And violation of Section 14.93, illicit trafficking of a controlled drug or substance. Under Chapter 10 of the Penal Law of Liberia, violation of Section 10.2, criminal solicitation. Violation of Section 10.3, criminal facilitation. A violation of Section 10.4, criminal conspiracy. Under the Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Law, violation of Section 15.2, money laundering. The government further announces that the following alleged members and organizers of the same transnational narcotics network have been similarly charged in absentia. 1. Nicolas Avensi, a Croatian national. 2. Mehovil Grovic, a Croatian national. And 3. Tara Zeriko, a Ukrainian national. We have the pictures here for your information. We'll be circulating them to the press. The Ministry of Justice will pursue all local, domestic, and international measures necessary to locate, apprehend, and bring these. Meanwhile, former Deputy Director of the National Security Agency for Administration, Mr. Gerald Smith, has been called in for questioning in connection with the same investigation. These are the decisive stage in the government's determination to expose and dismantle these groups with identify and pursue its leadership, financiers, facilitators, transporters, operational coordinators, institutional protectors, and every person who loyally assisted its activities. No office is too high. No political connection is too powerful. No nationality provides immunity, and no individual is beyond the reach of the law. Transnational narcotics trafficking is not an ordinary criminal enterprise. It is a direct attack upon our national security, public institutions, economy, and the future of Liberia's young people. Any organization that attempts to corrupt public officials, penetrate state institutions, or transform Liberia into a transit corridor for illicit narcotics will face the full and lawful authority of the Republic. Our objective is not merely to seize narcotics or arrest low-level operatives. Our objective is to dismantle the entire criminal infrastructure, its leadership, financing, logistics, protection arrangements, and international connections. We will follow the evidence across institutions, political boundaries, and national borders. There will be no selective justice, political protection, sacred cause, or compromise with organized criminality. Every person against whom credible and visible evidence is established will be investigated and prosecuted with all fear of political consideration. The government, nevertheless, emphasizes that criminal charges are accusations that do not constitute judgment of guilt. All defendants remain presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty before a court of competent jurisdiction. They are entitled to legal representation, due process, and all constitutional and statutory protections guaranteed under Liberian law. This remains an active and sensitive investigation involving multiple individuals and jurisdictions. The government will therefore not disclose information that could compromise ongoing operations, endanger cooperating persons, or prejudice judicial proceedings. We urge the public, political actors, and media institutions to avoid speculation, intimidation of witnesses, and the publication of unverified information capable of interfering with the investigation or undermining the administration of justice. Let there be understanding that Liberia will not be surrounded by drug traffickers or to do over them. We will uproot this network, sever its financial institutional support, pursue its members wherever they may be found, and bring every culpable actor before the law. Further information will be released when legally and officially appropriate. I thank you.
That was the voice of Justice Minister and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor N. Osotue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Just
I was
listening to him. Our next is
the Honorable Justice Minister and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia. At this point, we'll open the Q&A section, thereby allowing journalists who are here to ask a number of questions. The Attorney General and members of the Joint Security will take note of the questions and will respond accordingly. So, Kamala.
so next is questions by journalists.
The public just want to know, where is Madam Howard Taylor? Is she in the political system or contributing to the agency of peace? Yes. My name is Prince.
the question so then we go to the main question. Thank you, Justice Minister. And then, before I have a few questions. The first one has to do with the public outcry relative to which there has been concerns that
the issue of drugs trafficking have been an old issue in our country. Nigerians are concerned. This investigation, which we are ahead of, is it focusing on the previous administration or the recent drugs confiscated in our country?
Thank you. Next question. Okay, my name is Leonard Lulu, and I write for the Liberian Investigative newspaper. We would like to know if the two drug cases, the RRA and the Duazon cases, whether the investigation has established that these are related cases or separate cases. Now, if these are separate cases, which one of these cases is the former vice president connected to?
Thank you.
I think we just the staff and then from Giro too much now. Yeah, let's take the first set.
So that's it. The Justice
Okay,
Minister.
Good afternoon to all, evening to all. The first question has to do with the current location of the former Vice President, Madam Joa Howard Taylor. And there's another connected question as to whether she will remain detained at the Central Police Headquarters. Madam Taylor is currently being held at the Liberia National Police Headquarters. And yes, indeed, she will be there till she's forwarded to court at our earliest convenience. The issue of the process, and questioning the process as to why Madam Taylor wasn't notified before today. There are different methods that investigations would normally take. I think most times here, we're used to the fact that the police will call you in to question you. I mean, in this case, this investigation with the efforts of the entire Joint Security Investigative Team was able to collect sufficient evidence, and we believe that the evidence was at a point where we did not need to speak with the suspect. We were proceeding straight for a grand jury to get an indictment until we was sealed by the Minister of Justice. Unfortunately, when Madam Taylor tried to leave the country today, when Joint Security was notified, we had to immediately stop her. So everything was already laid out. It didn't have to go through the process of calling her and notifying her. But you all can check the law and you can cite anything to see if there's any violation of her rights that have been carried out because of how this process was conducted. This investigation is not targeting the previous administration. The Joint National Security Investigative Team has got a mandate from the National Security Council of the Republic of Liberia. And that mandate is not just about arrest and seizure. It's about dismantling the cartel network. And in order to dismantle so that it does not operate again, we have to go to the roots. Indeed, it did not start today, so we have to go back to where it started. So the historical did lead into the former administration. This is not like some Nelson asked about it being a witch hunt. I can tell you, Madam Taylor is a woman of great faith. She's not known to be a witch, so she would never be hunted as a witch. This is a legitimate process attached to the based on good evidence only. The case, which one? We have the 19 million and 317. Madam Taylor connects to the 317 because it's this DTO, the three names that were mentioned, Nicola, Michael, and Taras, who came to Liberia and set up the shop, is the continuation of their network, attempting to believe that they had some level of control in this administration like they had in the past, that attempted to bring the 317, which was immediately confiscated and has led to this investigation. So by extension of the historical, she's attached to the 317 and not the 19 million. I think I've covered all of your questions, unless there's something else that
No, take the last batch.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. My name is Anthony Don, and I report for the closing argument. I have two concerns.
Yes, sir.
The first one has to do with the invitation. Liberian has been concerned since morning. You said there are letters, security officials can use to invite people. When we were going live, people said that's total disrespect to the former vice president because she's a state person. According to you, there has been investigations and you have received substantiated fights that led you to stopping Taylor from accessing a flight. Can you also explain to us, why do you think today is the right day to, stop Madam Taylor, even though she was on her way to a women's forum according to her in Ghana? That's my first concern. The second one is, does the charge also include a link of Madam Taylor to the cartel that's currently being dismantled according to you on the administration? Thank you.
Jonan Freeman, the three men you joined Roberto Como and the Attorney General of the Republic of Nigeria. The podium there, we have seasoned Liberians, intellectuals, and lawyers there. But I want to know, as stated by you on the Roberto Como, that the former vice president, her name is to the over 300 million George Sinai, which took place in Doha. So I want to know, you fell short to put constitutional reliance or reliances as it relates to arbitrary stop to Ghana once you were on your way to attend the conference. Then to the Justice Minister, as an experienced lawyer in our country's history, you quoted some provision of the criminal law, the criminal procedure law, but then you did not explain to the common people seller in my hometown in Buchanan City, Brambasco, maybe they may not have been a lawyer or a criminal justice practitioner. Can you enlighten, sir, on your recent expertise as it relates to the various provisions of
My name is Daniel Theophilus Poole, and I report for Poole FM. Very Coleman, you stated, and the facts were given, the invitation was given to the former VP Silver, is currently at the National Police Headquarters. Was an investigation conducted with the help of this embassy?
So just 2-0, and then that would be.
My name is Moses Steven.
Next one? Okay, after the 3 questions.
Minister, thank you for the release today. And of course, I'm concerned as an journalist and post-like hearing to disclose about the nation not being endorsed elected justice. I want you to know the status of the former LDA boss, that's Shakira Biaku and Patrick Thomas. How far they went status is.
Thank you. My name is Desmond when I report from Professor Watch newspaper and columnist on the Nighttime Heat. Inspector General, with the entire investigation, there have been a series of concerns ranging from junior officers of those who are responsible to tell what's in the issue of we want to say Tony Boladin, that can be interpreted to some extent on a criminal investigation as criminal offense if he is admittance of receiving bribe of 10,000. It is expected that Tony Boladin by now would have been charged and forwarded to court given the nature of criminal investigation. He admitted to the crime. He still used of action by sending to professional standard Is that a requirement given the nature of that criminal, emittance of committing a crime? And my second question of this same thing is since the entirety of the investigation, there have been several key actors who have been charged, okay, let's say who have been linked for that role play allegedly. What becomes, or what is the status in terms of this, those who in senior government positions, like the NSA boss, the former NSA boss, the LTU, a few other people? Has the police or has the investigation moved beyond these people being just suspended and seeing it being charged and forwarded to court as required by law? The last question.
Thank you. My name is Emre Wati, and I write for the Daily Observer. So I just want to know, because according to the Inspector General, the elaborate law uncovered that the former vice president is linked to the drugs that were obviously there as drugs. So now, many out there are wondering as to whether the government has been able to establish the ownership of those properties that the individual. Thank you.
So those are all the questions by journalists. Next is response on Brother RJ. If you're just joining us, I would like to say welcome on this is Liberia National Television.
So there are some legal questions here, and a good thing we have the Attorney General in the House. So I will leave all the legal questions for the Attorney General. The ones that are directly with the investigation, I will answer, and if the DEA boss designate wants to come in to further, he will as well. I know there's one about whether she is linked to the cartel. Well, we are dismantling the cartel operation. So everybody who is along the lines of that network based on the role that you play, whether, as a state actor or a non-state actor, definitely you will be part of this investigation, and that's the line in which Madam Taylor finds herself. The question about the properties, the property owner of the stash house, yes, we do know the owner of the stash house. We are in contact. We've spoken to him. We've obtained the lease. They paid all of the documents connected to how it was paid for, who paid for it, and everything. That's also a part of our investigation. Was the investigation conducted by the U.S. Embassy? Well, through the help of the U.S. Embassy, we do have U.S. law enforcement agencies, to include the DEA, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, here in country assisting us in this transnational criminal investigation. Concerns about Dean being expected to be charged and why he was sent to professional standard. So the police has got its own administrative instructions and administrative regulation. There are processes and procedures as to how to deal with a police officer when they are found in wrongdoing. So whenever a police officer is caught in an act of wrongdoing, they have to first go through administrative proceeding before they turn over if criminality is established. Mr. Dean, like every other police officer who will get involved into a wrongdoing, was forwarded to the professional standards, which is by law. It's there, you can look at it, you can request the administrative instructions on professional standard and read it. And professional standard has completed the investigation and he has subsequently been turned over to the Crime Services Department where his investigation continues. As stated the other time, there are things within this investigation that's beyond our reach. The deputy here for Crime Services can add on to it. If we make application to the court for core laws and stuff, we have to wait for us to be able to get it, do the analysis before we can come up to make formal decision on these investigations. Where are we with those who are dismissed and suspended? Well, for those who are dismissed and suspended, the first thing, let's understand, the president has the power to hire and fire. So whether it's based on established criminal reason or not, there's a presidential prerogative to fire. Those who are within the category to be investigated criminally are undergoing criminal investigation. Those who are in the category to be investigated ethically are set to be investigated once the committee is established. I will step aside and allow the Attorney General to take the legally related questions. So they ask about something about whether the stop was arbitrary as per the law. Yeah.
So, the voice of the Inspector General of the Liberian National Police.
As we have informed the Liberian public continuously, this matter about the drugs seizure was elevated to the national security level. A joint national security investigative team was put together. And within that team, we have the power, we have credible evidence on anybody to prevent them from leaving the country. And we exercise that power. As the IG stated, we are investigated, we have criminal evidence, we have credible evidence pointing to the activities of the connection of the former vice president. And we acted upon that. We are waiting, but we didn't want her leaving the country without answering to the charges. That's why she was prevented from traveling. And we did bring her in, investigative, further, question her and everything. And we think we have good enough evidence. As we said, and we always say, this investigation is evidence-based. We follow the lead. Nothing is being done arbitrarily. We follow the lead. Sometimes it takes a while to, what the famous word, connect the dots. But we follow the lead. Nothing is arbitrary. I think Liberians should be very critical and analytical. Why is Mr. and Mrs. X in charge and not Mr. and Mrs. Y? Nothing is arbitrary. We're following the lead. And where the lead point, where it leads, we'll go there. And that's what happened in the case. So we figured there was nothing arbitrary, nobody's rights were violated. We were brought to the Liberian National Headquarters, accompanied with her lawyers. And as we said, there's no sacred cow. Wherever they lead, we'll go there. And we will not involve anybody who the evidence have not shown any linkage or any connection to the matter. We were trying to do this, investigating in a very professional manner. We have very seasoned professional people, and we have the assistance from our partners and friends. Thank you.
So, the voice of the Attorney General.
On that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to for your patience. And yes, we also want to the audiences for following. Many thanks to across the country for being present. Ministry regular.
So that's here at the Ministry of Information, also the Attorney General, Councilor N.
Well, so folks, you listen to the press conference, and let me just take this break to be right back.
mobile white. I can't mobile white. I can't feel mobile white. Afatumata iloja selima. Afatumata iloja selima. Afatumata iloja selima. Afatumata iloja selima. Itaina la teko bela kanye. Itaina la teko bela kanye. Fatumata ikane mini duria tela. Fatumata ikane mini duria pola. Alakalo kumikela. Alakalo kumikela. Alakalo kumikela. Alakalo kumikela.
Well, so you listen to the press briefing from the Ministry of Information, folks. And this is how we will call this today. Tomorrow we want to have time to come here. Perhaps you have Oliver, Rennie, or myself. Any one of us going to be here tomorrow to give you our own perspective of the judgment rendered so far against the former vice president as she's been charged. You listen to all of the press briefing. So my name is Archie Sebobiene. Keep glued and keep listening to Blaze Radio 90.7. As we conclude here, right here at this point.